Hi, this is Kathy from the Feral Feline Gift of Warmth project, which is also a Friends of Sylvester project. We thought it might be helpful if we would demonstrate for you how our Gift of Warmth boxes are constructed. As they said, pictures are worth 1,000 words, so we figure a video's got to be worth at least 1,000,000. Okay, so here we go. Why don't we demonstrate that for you? As you can see, we start out with 2 plastic storage bins. Each bin has its corresponding lid. Sometimes these bins are referred to as totes, so you might know them by that name. The larger of the 2, the red one there, is a 50-gallon storage bin or tote, and the smaller one is a 35-gallon bin or tote. Ultimately, the smaller one, which is the actual compartment that will house Kitty, that one will be inserted inside of the larger one. But there's some steps that we have to take before we get to that point. The first thing we do, as you can see, we have carved entry and exit ports, one on the end of each box. It had been suggested by some friends of the project that maybe for the sake of warmth efficiency that we carve only one entry and exit port. We declined to do that though because you have to be really careful not to create a trap for your kitty. Should some critter unfriendly to Kitty find his or her way inside of the box, you want to be sure that Kitty can escape out of the other end. So that's why we always go with 2 entry and exit ports per box. Okay. We secure those ports, as you can see, with a really heavy tape. There's a brand called Insanity tape. There's another called Alligator tape. It is a really heavy, smooth tape, and it serves 2 purposes. First of all, when you're carving the box, because this is a hard plastic, you sometimes get some jagged edges, and you don't want to create something that can poke Kitty. So the tape smooths those edges, and it also helps secure what is undoubtedly the second most important component inside of the larger box here, and that is the insulation. We use a standard insulation. This is an R11 grade insulation. And I should tell you, this is the exact same type of insulation that we as humans use in our homes. You can see that we've lined the perimeter of the box, the inside of the box, as well as put a layer on the bottom. And we cut corresponding holes in the insulation to coordinate with the box, and tape those holes, securing the insulation on the inside and the, as I said, those jagged edges, both inside and out. Okay, so once the larger box is prepared, it's time to move on to the second box, the smaller one. As I said, this is actually the compartment that will serve as sleeping quarters for Kitty. And you see we've done the same thing as far as securing the jagged edges with tape. There's no insulation to secure, but you do want to make sure Kitty doesn't poke himself or herself on those jagged edges. You may not be able to see the tape as well because the tape is black and so are the boxes, or so is the box, but the tape, believe me, has been included. Now what you see draped around the side of the box is a standard crib sheet. You know, crib sheets are fitted, so we just drape the fitted portion down around the side of the interior of the boxes, and we cut it down the middle. As you can see, it's been cut down the middle. There's nothing there in the middle. What that does, it's sort of optional, but we usually do it this way. It creates another barrier of warmth. I'm sure it's nicer for Kitty to lean on the outside of fabric than on a won't be cold, but on a plastic box. So we just want to create that extra barrier of warmth. And finally, the undoubtedly most important component of the box is the blanket. It is an electric blanket. It not only serves as a soft surface for Kitty, and not only heats the surface under Kitty, but due to the insulation here in the larger box, it also heats the air inside of the box. I stuck a thermometer in here a couple of times, and it gets between 65 and 68 degrees in here if your control is pushed up all the way. And for those of you, like I am here, obviously in a cold climate, you know that if it's below 0 outside and your kitty is in a 68 degree compartment, he or she is going to be very happy. And that's the idea. If you notice, the blanket control extends out, and it would be plugged in a wall socket. By the way, you should note the boxes are never exposed. They're not sitting out in the snow. The boxes are in 2 garages, and so they are not exposed directly to the elements. Just thought I'd throw that in. Alright, so now that the construction of both boxes is complete, we are going to go ahead and stack the smaller box, set that inside of the larger box, just like so. Securing both those edges, and you see the holes line up perfectly. The entry and exit ports for Kitty line up perfectly, so he'll have a safe and easy passage in and out of either side of the box. Then we're going to take the control. Pardon me, I think I need a selfie stick here. I'm going to have to lay this down for a second. Let's see. And I'm going to position this so that you can see exactly what it looks like. There you see the electrical cord is extending through both boxes. There's the control, and there's the plug, and it would be plugged into an electrical outlet. Okay? The next thing we do is secure the tops. Obviously very important. And the smaller of the two is going to go on the smaller box, and that completely closes off the compartment that will house the kitty. Then we're going to take one more piece of insulation, place that on top of the smaller box, okay, and then place the larger lid on the larger box. Okay. And what we would be doing is securing those edges, so you would not see any insulation there, and the box wouldn't be standing ajar like that. It would be taped down completely on both sides, more like it looks on this side, so that absolutely no air can escape from the box. Then the final thing are the plastic flaps. They look just like this, and they are constructed out of the heaviest fabric, type of plastic fabric that we find at Walmart, clear plastic fabric, stapled together and secured again with the Insanity tape. And if you give me one moment, I'm going to lay this down again and secure the flap as close to the edge of the box at the top that I can. And it looks like that when you're done. And Kitty can go in and out. And the heat is held inside of the box due to that heavy flap. As I said, it gets to be about 65 to 68 degrees inside. And there's the other flap. We will be placing that on this end. Okay? So that is a demo of how our Feral Feline Gift of Warmth boxes are constructed. Thank you so much for looking.